Cardi B felt like she could bully Samyra because there's a psychology of bullying, and Samyra symbolizes someone who is an easy target to somebody like Cardi B. Cardi B seems like somebody who really has built herself off of being racially ambiguous and dating black men and getting the body that black men love. But deep inside, there's something absolutely rotten going on inside. So to see Samyra as an intelligent, smart black woman advocating for herself, advocating for her community, and standing on what she really believes in, I know triggers somebody like Cardi B. And so Cardi B is lashing out at Samyra because she's carrying the power that she tried to buy. Her mentioning her getting a BBL and getting her body done so much shows to me that she hasn't done the work of unlearning her self-hatred. Even though her body is considered T and she has a BBL and she's curvy, she's still a self-hating person. And that's why she gets inflamed when she sees a black girl standing in her truth.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing I can say.
Hi, welcome to Mayowa's World. Hi y'all, welcome to Mayowa's World. My name is Mayowa, and on my platform I talk about colorism, featureism, texturism, and anti-blackness. Today we are going to talk about Cardi B's issues with black women. So for those who don't know, Cardi B is in beef yet again with a black woman. And a year ago, I made a video about how I feel like Cardi B has a lot of misogynoir and anti-fatness, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Cardi B is a non-black woman who weaponizes misogynoir against black women. You know, and I just couldn't help but think to myself, like, even with your one stomach, even with your skinny stomach, even with like you benefiting from desirability, even with you benefiting from non-black privileges, even with you benefiting from all those things, it still can't keep the man you're dating to be faithful to you. And it just shows you that these like cosmetic procedures and these ways of trying to like soften the blow of misogyny doesn't actually protect you. Something that I've noticed with Cardi B is that it seems like the people who she blows up at publicly have a lot of times been black women. I actually haven't seen Cardi B blow up on anyone who is not a black woman. Let me know in the comments if this is accurate, but she has particular kind of vitriol for black women, and it's something that I've deeped for a while now. So in my opinion, Cardi B is crashing out due to her anti-fatness and misogynoir on a content creator called Somaya. Y'all, so I'm editing this video and I realized I was saying Samyra's name wrong the whole video. And it sucks because I actually know how her name was pronounced, but I just didn't say it correctly in the video. So I deeply apologize. Her name is Samyra. Somaya makes incredible bounce music, and she's also somebody who advocates against anti-fatness. So Cardi B went on live recently and talked about how her supporters bought out all of her 3XL outfits.
What I wanted to tell y'all is that we really underestimated the box sets. So the box sets are completely sold out, especially because you fat fucks, clearly you guys are fat as fuck. No Chick-fil-A for y'all. All the 3X sold out. Y'all, the 3X sold out like in 20 minutes. Now, knowing that my fans is fat, I can't even make fun of fat people no more.
I had seen a lot of Cardi B's fans push up against this joke because a lot of people do not find that funny, myself included. Especially to her fan base, I was seeing a lot of people in her fan base say, why are we catching strays for this? Because that's offensive. But Somaya really took this discussion and articulated it in a very powerful way to say, essentially, why are you making fun of your fat supporters? Also, these are people who are paying you money and you're making fun of them. And essentially just saying that she does not find Cardi B's joke funny.
Cardi B, I'm very surprised that I have to remind you of this, but just because someone else makes a joke doesn't mean you have to make it too. You know that, right? Maybe if you stop using fat people at the expense of jokes, then people wouldn't do the same for your BBL.
Somaya then went on to do a detailed video advising Cardi B to read certain books that could educate Cardi B on anti-fatness, one of them including Fearing the Black Body. Cardi B then proceeds to tell Somaya to shut the up and that she just needs to get over it. She used the language get over it multiple times. This then had Somaya experiencing loads of hatred online because of Cardi B's massive following. Cardi B's millions of followers then took this as the go-ahead to attack Somaya for her being a black woman and for her weight and all these other things. If you checked on her comments were atrocious. And then Samaya's mom comes online crying, saying that she feels so sad for her daughter because of the hate that she's experiencing.
To my daughter Samyra, I came from an event and to see how being bullied and treated online really hurt me. I'm so sorry the world was so cruel. I love you. You are perfect to me. And you deserve a love and respect. Mommy loves you and I'm always going to be your biggest defender and your biggest protector.
Online, and that she stands with her daughter. Then Samaya's mom gets a lot of hatred from a lot of Cardi B fans telling her that she needs to shut up and telling her that her daughter needs to lose weight and all these things. And then Cardi B continues to make videos onward and onward afterwards, explaining her joke, doubling down, and trying to essentially say that that she won't apologize. So Cardi B was talking about how Samaya was very sensitive and she needs to get over it and move on. But Cardi B is actually one of the most sensitive pop stars I've seen online. So I think it's really ironic that a sensitive person is telling someone else that they should not care so much. Because if it's not mistaken, wasn't it you who threw a microphone at somebody? Because last time I checked, only sensitive people lash out when they feel threatened, right? Like that is a form of sensitivity. Also, wasn't it you crying? I've seen videos of you crying online. I've also seen videos of you getting mad at your fans online.
Did I confirm anything? No. So why the y'all keep talking?
Those things to me seem like a very sensitive thing to do, right? Crying online, throwing microphones, screaming at people, that is because you feel emotional. These things are making you feel, these are hurting your feelings and you're lashing out. Sure, you're looking at rage, but rage is often a cover for something deeper, which could be sensitivity, vulnerability, and your feelings being hurt. You making 4 to 5 videos afterwards, after Samaya's video, shows that you feel sensitive to the situation. You are aware that it is making you look somehow, and you're. So Cardi B is crashing out yet again and trying to double down on her anti-fatness. And to be honest, Cardi B seems to love to pick fights with Black women. So I'm not surprised that she picked a fight with Samyra. But what she probably didn't factor in is the fact that Samyra is from New Orleans. And one thing about it, I would never in my life cross a Black girl from New Orleans. I just know that she comes from a very, very powerful line of people. And I really think that's contributing to Cardi B's crash out. I just know Cardi B is waking up in sweats, shaking, stressed, worried. And every video she's making after that first video is giving stressed and worried. Samyra is a Black girl from New Orleans. Never in my life will you ever see me beefing with a Black girl from New Orleans. I don't want to wake up as a frog. I would never even try it. And some of you guys are going to say, oh, well, Cardi B practices African spirituality, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Samyra is a Black girl. When a Black girl comes from that powerful line that she did, she is going to get her victory. Watch. She's going to get her victory because she's right. She is a right person who comes from a powerful line. You saw how her mom was coming up here, also standing on it, defending her daughter. She comes from a powerful line of people. That is the wrong kind of person to fight. Cardi is going to be waking up in sweats for 30 days and 30 nights until she does right by that girl. It's not on me though. But this is not Cardi B's first time making fun of someone's weight. I don't know if you guys remember a year ago when Paris had this critique to say about Cardi B's music. Why does Cardi B feel like she's above criticism? All of her peers are dropping albums and doing progressive things in their career, and she sticks out like a sore thumb. No tours, no meet and greets, no merch, one album, featured singles, viral moments. Is she a rapper or does she rant? And then Cardi B proceeded to respond to her by saying, "That's not what I said. F you and your 3 stomachs, B." So we can kind of induce that Cardi has a lot of issues around anti-fatness and particularly Black women. But I am not really surprised that Cardi B had this level of meanness and cruelness towards Samaya, because Cardi B is also the same person who called Black women roaches. And through Cardi B's language, where she said that she likes Black men because she likes culture that's not hers, we can kind of induce that she never considered herself a Black woman. And that, in my opinion, with the rise of her fame and the rise of her Black fans, she started to maybe claim Black womanhood in a way where, if you look at her earlier videos, she very much so is giving someone who fetishizes Black men.
But you don't date Spanish guys at all?
No.
Do you have any idea why?
First, I like dark complexion. And it seemed like every dark guy that I ever like, they're African American or Jamaican. I don't even like people I think that like is my race, Just because I like to date people that are different from me.
She seems like she likes a lot of black men and she doesn't like black women. That's just my own opinion because I've met a lot of women who kind of fall into this category. And right now we are going through a very conservative time, which I think allows people to kind of say how they really feel about marginalized groups. One of them being fat folks. Like the amount of hatred that fat folks are getting online is just beyond me. And it's really ironic that Cardi B wants to tell a fat black woman that she needs to get tough skin or she needs to get thick skin because Cardi B is neither fat nor black. So I don't really know I don't really like someone who doesn't have a lived experience telling someone else that they should get tough skin. And if we're being honest, fat black women do have tough skin, actually. Like, I think to be fat and black in this world is to have tough skin, unfortunately, because the world is going to be meaner to fat black women than they are going to be meaner to skinny black women or racially ambiguous women. I can openly admit that a fat black woman is going to experience way more harm online as a content creator than I would ever experience. And acting like you don't really see that is obtuse and it's gaslighting. And Cardi B then said why would she read books when she can watch a documentary?
Now you're recommending me, since the video wasn't good enough for you, you're recommending me to go read a fat phobic book. And it's like, baby girl, I'm not going to take 5 or 6 hours of my day to read a book about fat phobia when I could take 5 or 6 hours of my day to watch a documentary and see how the government successfully killed thousands of people just so they could migrate them out their space.
That kind of told me everything I needed to know because someone is actually doing the labor to show you how you can actually think differently and how you can allow someone's opinion to also alter you, and you're choosing to shut it down because you know that it's profitable to be anti-fat and make fun of fat women. And to be honest, it kind of read like Cardi felt insecure that Somaya recommended a book. I feel like that seemed to really bother her some way. And the way that she brought up, well, we can pay attention to voting and we can that's gaslighting. You're trying to change the subject to make it seem like caring about fat people is something that is just not really related. It's like unimportant and it isn't about the actual issues of the world. But like my whole thing is that if you can't see fat people as human, how understanding can you be of humanity? So many black people were so quick to attack Somaya and stand with Cardi B. And these are the same people that will want to say that they protect and they care for black women. And this is an actual black woman getting attacked and you're standing with a racially ambiguous woman who has actually called black women roaches online just to dump on another fat black woman. Seeing Somaya's mom come online was very interesting to me because I think there's something really powerful about a mother coming to the defense of her child and saying that, and coming with a pure emotion, coming with sadness, not lashing out, not trying to hurt another person, but coming with this sense of like, this is hurting my daughter and this is hurting me by proxy. And there's something really powerful about seeing someone defend a fat black woman online. And it's really sad because the dehumanization of fat people is something that is so disgusting. Like people were writing Somaya like she had no one who could care for her, no one who could love her, that she's a nobody. So something about seeing her mom come forward and kind of reminding you that she comes from a home where someone actually does love her was a very powerful thing to see. It also, her mom coming forth in that way felt like doing ancestral work of like defending a fat person publicly, showing love towards your daughter, pouring love into your black daughter. Those are all things that it's very powerful to see, especially because society tells you that fat black women are not deserving of love or defense. So seeing that happen, I think was something that really emotionally moved a lot of people, including myself. Cardi B felt like she could bully Somaya because there's a psychology of bullying. I feel like we know that in society, there's a totem pole of who is considered the most marginalized and the most unlovable. And often at the very bottom of that is going to be fat black women. And Somaya symbolizes someone who is an easy target to somebody like Cardi B. Cardi B seems like somebody who really has built herself off of being racially ambiguous and dating black men and feeling poured into by black men and getting the body that black men love and getting the body that's cheered on in society. But deep inside, there's something absolutely rotten going on inside. So to see Somaya as an intelligent, smart Black woman advocating for herself, advocating for her community, and standing on what she really believes in, I know triggers somebody like Cardi B. And so Cardi B is lashing out at Somaya because she's carrying the power that she tried to buy multiple times by getting that BBL. Her mentioning her getting a BBL and getting her body done so much shows to me that she hasn't done the work of unlearning her self-hatred. Even though her body is considered T and she has a BBL and she's curvy, she's still a self-hating person. And that's why she gets inflamed when she sees a Black girl standing in her truth. And this is not Cardi's first time making fun of fat Black women. It seems to be something that she really enjoys doing. Between making fun of Paris for having a big stomach and making fun of her own fat fans, you know how wild you have to be to offend your own fan base, the people who are actually paying you money to enjoy your stuff, and you're telling them they need to stop eating Chick-fil-A. I don't care if you want to how you're going to explain your joke. It's not funny. It didn't land. And even as somebody who's a comedian, if my joke is not landing, I am going to reconsider that maybe I have hurt people that I don't want to hurt. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the mental labor. You're so comfortable where you're at. You're talking like the way that Cardi was talking about how she don't care. She's not changing. She's not getting on her knees. You sound 80. Like you sound like a conservative 80-year-old woman who's stuck in her ways. Like, babe, you're in your 30s. You can still shift. You can still change. You can still grow. You can still allow the world to allow you to influence you. And maybe this is low-key why you're struggling the way that you are, because you're not allowing the world to shift you. Cardi's career was launched off of colorism and desirability, and she does not know how to do anything but be that. She does not know how to do anything but fight Black women and attack fat women as she's on her who knows how many BBLs that she's had. I'm so sorry, but you cannot make fun of a fat Black woman and also be the same person who's going under the knife multiple times to change yourself. Your self-hatred is showing, but y'all want to make Black women the image of self-hatred. Y'all want to make Black fat women the image of jealousy. But really, the person who seems jealous is the person who, no matter how much work they get, it doesn't change that they're still affected by patriarchy. They're still affected by that same root of self-hate. No amount of surgery can change the self-hate. No amount of surgery can. I stand with her. I always stand with a Black woman. I'm so sorry. I don't care. Like, anti-fatness is so disgusting. It's literally a generational curse, because a lot of y'all are talking about she needs to toughen up. If you heard what my mom said or you heard what my dad said, you couldn't be able to live in the house that I grew up in. Baby, that means that something wasn't right. That means something. If your mom was making fun of your weight, you are also a victim. If your mom was making fun of fat people, that is really unfortunate. That is not a nice thing. Like, it doesn't, just because you grew up in it doesn't mean it's normal. I need y'all to get it together. So I stand with Somaya. I stand with Black girls. Yes. And I really hope that Cardi can work on her misogynoir, because it's too much. It's too much, baby. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know how y'all, I really hate seeing all the strays that fat women were getting. That's something I'll never think is okay. So yes. If you made it to the end, you guys, I don't know if you noticed, I'm doing a side part. She's doing a side part. I was just gonna try it, like, because I recently realized that my hair is like long enough to do a side part. So I was trying to do a little, do you know what I mean, a little side part. I got this necklace in Nigeria, and yes, I love it. You guys have seen this top before. This is a usual top, but this is my makeup. I got a little grays and blues. So yes, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.